All right. Well, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are calling in and chiming in from around the world. I am your hostess today, Janice Parker. Excited to share some amazing information with you. For those of you who, are distinguished VIP guests, our pastors and our evangelists, our attorneys and our doctors, for those of you who are our nurses and our teachers and who are, those who help to build the city and work for our governments, we want to say thank you, each and every one of you, for chiming in, whatever your career is. We're looking and excited to have people who are goal-oriented is what it really boils down to. The goal-oriented people. Those are the ones we're looking for. So we're going to talk today about some amazing information. So I'm going to start this off by asking you one quick question. And my question to you is, if you had an extra $500 a week in 2019, would it mean something to you? If you had an extra $500 a week, would it mean something to you? Let me ask you another question. Would you or anyone you know be interested in earning an extra $50,000? Excuse me, in the next 90 to 100 days? Because if you answered yes to any one of those questions, we're going to show you how to do that in just a moment. We are just a group of CEOs, businessmen and women, and we've decided we're going to do something a little bit different than the status quo. We're going to not only create a legendary income now and live a lifestyle that is amazing now, but we're going to create a legacy income that will pass on to our children, generation after generation after generation. But the question then becomes, how do you do that? What is the product? Well, let's talk about what the wealthy knows, because one of the first things that we have to be clear on is just that. So let's sit back and relax and discover exactly what the wealthy knows. Make sure my video is playing. Come on.
Teach their children that the poor and middle class don't. Let's first begin by discussing the wealth principle of being rich. You see, the definition of rich is when your passive income is greater than your living expenses. And passive income can be described as the income that you receive from not working your job, like residual income. See, when the income that you receive from not working your job is more than it costs you to live, you really are rich. So let's examine the structure of every job. You see, every job is structured this way. At the top, you always have an owner or a CEO who makes more money than the president, who always makes more money than the vice president, who always makes more money than the middle managers and supervisors. And in that big area there, the people that do all the work, those are the employees or the staff, and oftentimes they feel like slaves. Really, folks, they're slaves to a clock. See, there's a certain time they come in, a certain time they get off, a certain time they go to lunch, a certain time they better be back. And they're going to do this for 20 to 40 years. Then that special day comes and they get to retire with half the income they were earning in the first place. Well, think about this. This is the structure that most people are living their lives with. Well, folks, think about this. When you start a job, typically you start at the bottom, working your way up. You're coming in early, staying late, shooting for that big promotion, working your way all the way up to the middle. See, rarely have I heard the story of the employee that started at the bottom and worked their way all the way up to being the CEO. Well, let me ask you, given the choice between the bottom, the middle, or the top, which one would you rather be? Which one do you think makes the most money? Obviously, it's the CEO that makes the most money, because that CEO gets paid off of other people's efforts. You see, the CEO is the only one in this structure that has leverage. See, this CEO gets paid off of the production of every other employee. Folks, that's the definition of leverage, working less while earning more. So let's examine the income structure for every situation that seems to fall in four separate categories that we call the cash flow quadrant. The first category we're going to talk about is the E quadrant. This means you're an employee. Someone employs you. Well, what's wrong with that? Well, your income is automatically limited because it takes you to earn the income. You see, there's only one of you and there's only 24 hours in a day, so automatically your income is limited. Then you have the S quadrant. These are your specialists, your lawyers, doctors, electricians, plumbers. Typically, they make more than the average employee, but their income depends on them doing the work. You see, if a lawyer's not practicing law, if a doctor's not doctoring, if a plumber's not plumbing, they're not earning any income. They typically complain about how much they work, even though they earn more than the average employee. Still, only one of them and only 24 hours in a day. Then you have the richest quadrant in the world. This is the B quadrant, the big business quadrant. The reason this is the richest quadrant in the world is these people get paid off of other people's effort. This is the quadrant that Oprah Winfrey's in there. Bill Gates is in there. The richest quadrant in the world is the B quadrant, the big business quadrant. Then you have the I quadrant. I stands for investor. Well, what works for investors? Typically, if you don't have any money, you can't be a very good investor. All we want to show you folks is how you can go from the E quadrant to the B quadrant, perhaps the S quadrant to the B quadrant, which is the richest quadrant in the world, how you can do it all for the price of a cell phone. And then that quadrant leads to the I quadrant. Folks, what we want to do is look at a study of 100 people ranging from ages 20 to 65, 45 years in the working environment. Look at that. The top 5% stand alone. They're rich and financially independent because they own their own business. The bottom 95 had one thing in common. They had a job. Folks, our choices determine our opportunities. Do you want to live or survive? You want to retire sooner or later? You want to live comfortable or uncomfortable? See, no more starting at the bottom and working your way to the top. Why not just start at the top? Be your own CEO. That comes with leverage, folks. And remember, leverage is working less while earning more. John D. Rockefeller, multimillionaire, said, I would rather earn 1% of 100 other people's efforts than 100% of my own. Let's examine how most employees get paid. You see, the average employee works 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, which comes to 40 hours a week, 160 a month, and 1920 a year. Let's compare that if that same employee earned leverage off of 10 other people working the same amount. You go from earning off of 40 hours a week to earning off of 400 hours a week. But let's look at those same 10 people, built a team of 10 people, and compare what the average person working only earning income off their own production, getting paid off of the production of 100 people working only 1 hour per day. Now you can clearly see how some people get paid more per month than others earn all year. Folks, it all has to do with leverage. Let's suppose your boss came to you and said, we have a new way of doing things around here. We want to raise the company's profitability, cut costs, and pay our employees more. We no longer want you to show up here at work. You can do all your work from home and we'll send your checks to your house. We're so positive that this will help the company that we would also like for you to find other people that want to work from home, and we'll pay you some of what we're paying them for finding them. Folks, this is going to give you true leverage. But let's take it a step further. Say there was no boss, that you were the boss. Folks, that's what we're talking about. Earning a serious income from word of mouth advertising. Network marketing has proven itself to be a viable and rewarding source of income, says all these millionaires and billionaires. So now that you have discovered what the wealthy know, now you understand that the harvest is plenty.
Family. Now, here is the beautiful thing about what we are about to do now. What we're going to do now is we're going to not only show you how at each and every single detail that you just saw, we're going to show you how each and every single detail that you just saw is going to play out with what we're about to share with you. Now, I told you that we were going to talk about the product that we're going to use. I told you that we're going to talk about the product. Now, we have chosen the product of travel, and it's very simple as to the rationale for why we chose the product of travel. It is because everybody's doing it, right? Every single person is doing it. If you don't believe me, listen, go down to your local airport and see if you're the only one there. Go down to a cruise ship and see if it's empty. See, that is not the case. I want to just kind of give you a little bit of the history. Back in 2002, as travel began to shift to the internet, there was a bold group of 3 visionary men who realized that travel would probably be an online product in the near future. Well, think about it. Today, if you flash forward, where do we go? We pick up our phone and we go look online at those highly advertised websites for, our travel pricing. Have you ever noticed, though, that you never really see a variance in the pricing? And that is because of an agreement, family, that we call parity. And what the parity agreement simply says is this. It simply says that I, Priceline, the number 2 company, you, Expedia, the number 1 company, since we own everybody else, and since nobody has anywhere else to go but to us, unless they know people who work with Surge 365, they have to pay our prices. Well, family, our platform, these bold visionary men have actually come up with a way where you don't have to deal with that parity agreement. And we're going to talk about that now. So we chose travel. It is an $8.1 trillion industry, family. And we are going to show you how to take what the wealthy know, bring it right here into this platform, and create a legendary income for yourself. Now, let me ask you a question. I want you to dream with me for just a little bit. I want you to imagine 8 days and 7 nights. Where would you go? As a matter of fact, I want you to imagine a fabulous vacation every single year. What type of traveler are you? Are you the swing in the hammock and feel the sun on your face and the sand on your toes, and feel the shore washing up over your legs? Or are you more like myself? I'm hang gliding, skydiving, zip lining, scuba diving. What type of traveler are you? Well, it really doesn't matter. You could be one this year and another type the next year because of a fabulous vacation every single year. And the beautiful thing about our members is that because of Surge 365, we literally have access to an exclusive VIP country club wholesale travel and vacation membership. I mean, I want you to think about the concept of like DJs. If you're familiar with wholesale buying clubs or even maybe like a Sam's Club, just think of us as the Sam's Club of travel, where our members can shop travel and purchase travel and enjoy travel, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as much as they like. But it doesn't matter even if it's business travel. It could be everyday travel. It could be vacation travel. It doesn't have to be overseas. You may just need a rental car. Either way, what I love about what we do is that our pricing is backed by 150% lowest price difference guarantee. And you have to think to yourself, this company must be really serious about its price points in order to offer that. So what do you get today when you join us? You receive your very own VIP private membership only. Nobody sees your prices but you. Booking engine. That's right. You have access, family, to every single hotel that you can book on one of those sites outside with the general public. You can book right here inside of your membership. Think about that. All 17 different cruise lines. We're talking about every rental car agency, every single airline. Family, all of that is at your fingertips. And what I love about it is that you're earning reward credits on everything. And when I say everything, I mean your cruise reward credits are added to your flight reward credits, which are added to your resort reward credits, which are added to your hotel stays. And the beautiful thing is they all accumulate together. And that what that means for you is one day you'll have free travel and pay for it with your reward points. Wouldn't that be exciting? Now, here is what I love. Look at this platform. It's no different than what you're used to. You're used to going on and selecting your destination and your check-in and your check-out dates and then pressing search. But what you're not used to is that the technology goes to work for you. See, typically it goes against you, meaning they're going to charge you their prices and not think twice. But now you have an algorithm, a patent pending proprietary, say that twice, 3 times, say that 3 times fast, right? A patent pending proprietary algorithm. And what it does is it scrubs the internet on your behalf, looking out there at the sites that you're familiar with and dozens of sites you don't know about. And it will bring back to you the lowest possible price for you. Not only that, in addition to showing you what the lowest public price is, what your savings are as a member, it goes on to show you what your book now out the door taxes and fees price is. But you know what? We're so confident that, like that insurance company that will show you other insurance company prices, we will show you the the lowest 6 prices on the internet, the lowest 6 that are closest to ours. And right there on our site, you can see your savings before you ever book. That's how confident we are. So let's take a journey. Let's go down to Walt Disney. And isn't she adorable? She could go anywhere she wants. But we looked at 4 days, 3 nights, 2 adults right there on the Disney property. And we looked at it outside on those outside sites for the general public. And then we looked at it inside of your private membership. Look at the price that our those who in the general public will pay. Listen, that doesn't even include taxes and fees, but look at your membership price right there. Now we're talking about the same walk-in and check into the hotel date, the same checkout and turning your key date. We're talking about the same size room in the same exact hotel, the same Mickey, the same Donald, the same dad, all of the same, except not the same pocketbook price. And doesn't it make sense to be able to put that $400 in your pocketbook so that if that little doll baby right there asks for anything, you got extra money to spend for her? Listen, family, let's go to Rome. OMG, a romantic vacation in Rome. Are you kidding me? Family, picture the food, picture the fun, picture the fashion inside of Rome. Well, we looked for 8 days and 7 nights, family, for 2 adults right there, in Rome. And look at that. Look at the price they're charging on the internet. Now, let me be clear what I mean by that. What I mean is if you were to sit down with your notebook and search for hours and hours and hours and notate prices for this exact same hotel, then you would see that you would save over $812 because of your wholesale membership. The food, the fun, the fashion, the history, the pictures, the memories that you're going to create in Rome. Oh, yes. And now let's look, if you were to go over to, let's just say Bora Bora. Now, this is my dream vacation. You're welcome to come if you want to. But family, this is right there in Bora Bora. Dream vacation right there in the South Pacific. They have these, have you seen them, these over-the-water bungalows where a portion of the floor is carved out and it's made out of glass. And if you look down, you can see the marine life swimming right below your toes, and you may even find Nemo. I don't know, but I want you to think about this. You checked into your bungalow on the right on the exact same day that another couple checked into to their bungalow on the left. You're checking in at the same time, and you're going to turn your key back in. Well, I don't even know if you have a key, but you're going to check out at the exact same time. In May, 7 days, 6 nights, 2 adults. Now look at the price that the couple on the left paid. The lowest internet price. Look at that price. And as you can see, that $6,708 is before taxes and fees. But doesn't it make sense? And aren't you happier? As a matter of fact, you're over here with a Kool-Aid smile, right? You're over here with a Kool-Aid smile. Why? Because you and your significant other saved over $3,222. And while the couple over in that bungalow over there, while they had to come up with money for their flights, you took your $3,222 and you took your bank card and you swiped it to pay for your flights. See, grandmother used to say a penny saved is a penny earned. Well, I dare say $3,222 saved is $3,222 you can use for your flights to get to Bora Bora. Family, we even have something called weekly stays. And while I'm not big on colds and I don't know how to ski, I could ride a ski lifter too, especially given the fact that, family, you have these savings at your fingertips. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We even have an app that you can use. And you can just click on the app and immediately book your hotels, your cruises, your car rentals, your weekly stays, your vacations, your homes, your activities right at your fingertips. These savings are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that 150% lowest price difference guarantee is available to you as well. So think about it, family. I have one of the young ladies on our team, and recently we were in Vegas. And this particular young lady, she actually saved over $400 on our hotel stay in Vegas. Well, prior to that, she was in London, where her cousin plays the role of Tina in the Broadway musical Tina, right? Tina Turner. And so she was there. Now, that was a vacation she was going to take prior to ever even joining our platform. Well, family, when she did join our platform, she ended up saving money not only on her flights. Now, we don't guarantee flights, but sometimes overseas travel, you will see a savings. She saved money on her flights and her hotel to the tune of $4,200. Now think about that. What if you took a vacation in November that would have cost you $4,200 more, but cost you $4,200 less? Is your holiday season a little bit different? Think about that money in her bank account sitting there, $4,200 that she would have given to Expedia, Priceline, Travelocity, Hotwire, Booking, Agoda, but she kept it right there in her pocketbook, ladies and gentlemen. And that's called being smart and a good steward of your money. rental cars as well, family. Now, it's not a surge rental car location. As a matter of fact, when Tanisha flew to California, she used Hertz, which is her agency of choice. But we're talking about Hertz, Avis, Alamo, National, Enterprise, all of the same, but not the same pocketbook cost. Look at that price. The general public will spend over $400 on the exact same SUV in Miami that you're going to save $156 on. You're going to keep that $156 right there on your bank card. And if you love to cruise, where my cruisers at, right? If you love to cruise, family, we have access to all 17 different cruise lines. But remember what I told you earlier. Everything you're doing is earning you reward credit. So picture this beautiful couple. As a matter of fact, he used to play for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's actually a member. He and his fiance went on a cruise on last year. And so on their cruise last year, they earned enough reward credits that think about sitting in front of your computer and they look and they say, oh my goodness, hon, we can pay for your fare with our reward credits. So while he still had to pay for his fare, her fare was free. And he said, you know what, Auntie JP, next year we will be able to pay for both of our cruise fares with reward credits, nothing out of pocket. And how great would that be? How great would it be one day to be able to check out and pay for your vacation with reward credits, meaning you'll keep every dime in your pocket? Oh, I know it's a rhetorical question, but I know you understand. Amazing. Now, this is a comparable membership. Now, first things first, you'll be happy to know this is not us. But this particular company, American Express, owns a company called Inspirato. And family, recently, one of our colleagues, Nick Pagano, he's a financial advisor. He actually went on a tour and heard the presentation for American Express. And yes, they do charge people $10,000, $20,000, and $30,000 initial fee, and then $283 a month, billed annually to the tune of $3,400 billed one time every year, just to save money on travel, just to be a VIP like us, just to be exclusive like us. But when he said they pulled up their pricing, he would say, let me look at my membership. You know what? My membership is saving me more money on the exact same vacation you just pulled up that you're saving people that are paying you $10,000, $20,000, and $30,000. See, that makes no sense to us, but what does make sense? And I'm not even going to tell you it makes sense. Let me ask you, does it make sense to be able to go where you want, when you want, with whom you want, vacation travel, business travel, everyday travel? Does it make sense to use your membership as much as Tanisha? This young lady in just over 9 months has saved $5,000. I want you to count them with me. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5,000. That's $5,000 that still remains in her bank account that she would have given to Expedia, Priceline, or Travelocity. Does it make sense that we back your travel with 150% lowest price difference guarantee? And that this is what's going to blow your mind. For 1 month of what that prior company is charging their members, you get to purchase this entire platform. That's right. It's only $199 one-time initial fee, plus your first monthly subscription payment of $59.95, plus a few processing dollars. Family, you're out the door at $277. $277. Wait a minute, Coach JP. Are you telling me that Tanisha owns a membership that her initial payment was only $277 and she saved $5,000? That's exactly what I'm telling you. So Coach JP, I can do the exact same she did, exact same that she did, and even more. Listen, Tanisha told us, she said, I have a whole lot of travel left in me. And if I go missing, I'm in Las Vegas looking at Boys and Men because that's her favorite group. So family, for our basic members, I want to say to you, congratulations and welcome aboard. If you love to travel, you've seen the absolute best platform for travel in the entire galaxy. But wait, you know what will be wonderful? And this is what Tanisha and I were thinking. Like, this platform would be amazing if, like, even though it's not a lot, that $59.95 plus processing, $63.54 will go away. Well, you know what? Scott, Coach, and Chris already had that in mind. We have an affiliate program where you refer 3 people. See, you don't have to keep this a secret. If it makes sense to you, it's going to make sense to somebody else. You share it with 3 people who also love to travel and who also, like, you know, they want to be good stewards of their money and keep as much in their pocket like you do. Guess what, family? You will become something we call in our company 3 and free, which means that $63.54 which is $59.95 plus processing, goes to zero. And doesn't it make sense to have all of that travel just like Tanisha, who pays zero per month? Of course it does. But see, we don't just have a basic membership. As a matter of fact, our happiest members happen to be our Vortex Platinum members. And I know you're probably asking, okay, Coach JP, why is that? Well, I'm going to tell you. See, our happiest members are our platinum members because not only can they travel just like we just shared with you, but because they pay the one-time upgrade fee, one time of $199.95, they are given a link, a designated link that they can share with their friends and family. See, right now we're working with dozens and dozens of pastors and attorneys and apostles and nonprofit organizations, athletic teams, alumni associations, foundations, little league teams. And what they're doing is they're utilizing this Vortex link for a fundraiser platform. I mean, think about it. Let's just say your church has a component, a link that they put up on the screen every single Sunday. And the church is just saying, listen, the pastor just says, listen, we found a way to raise money without passing a plate. We just ask that since you and the congregation are traveling anyway, let's do the church a favor. Try the church's link. 85 to 95%, you're going to, 85 to 90% of the time, you'll save money, but you'll bless the church. Because whatever you save, the church will receive in the form of a donation. Well, what if you're not a nonprofit organization and you're just a regular old person like me? Think about it. This I like to call our friends and family discount. If you have a girlfriend that works in Macy's and you walk in and she's behind the counter, what do you ask her for? Oh, that friends and family discount. Well, you're now allowed to share your privately designated link with as many people as you want. As a matter of fact, 9,999 people can travel through your link as often as they want. And whatever they save, you earn. So just like if the congregation travels, whatever the congregation save, if it's $12, $100 is $500 or $1,000, then the church receives 12, 100, 500 or 1,000. Well, what about you? You would receive the exact same thing. As a matter of fact, family, it makes sense to upgrade to platinum. It makes sense, right? It makes sense to be a blessing to other people. So let's just say, I don't know, maybe you're in the hairdressers and you're sitting beside a young lady who's trying to plan a trip to take her children to Disney for the holiday. And you say, you know what? Here's a link. Try this out. If it saves you money, let me know the next time I see you. And she said, oh, thank you. So when she gets under the dryer, she pulls up her cell phone and she starts looking, and lo and behold, she saves money with whatever this thing is this lady gave her called the Vortex. But she says, let me just double check online. You know, most of us are from Missouri, show me state. And she sees that, wait, I really can save money. So she books her travel. So whether she's a member of the congregation, the foundation, the university, alumni association, when she saves $601, you, the entity, the foundation, earns $601. Let me ask you a question. Who do you think is happier? She for saving $601, or you because you saved her $601 and now you have a check coming for $601? Well, see, the answer is both of you. Both of you are happy because, listen, everybody loves to save a little bit of money every now and then. And all of us love to make a little bit of extra money as well. Let me tell you, when those checks come in, they are coming so handy. They're always timely, I will tell you that. But this is what I love about our company, is that you really could turn this into a business. As a matter of fact, a lot of our nonprofits, a lot of our pastors, a lot of our stay-at-home moms, a lot of our, people that need to create extra income, but they're very, very busy. They're saying this simple search system of getting this link out to 10 people every single month, they get to sign up for free. See, your friends and family don't have to pay anything to sign up. Your congregation, your organization doesn't have to pay anything to sign up with your designated link. But whatever they save, you earn. But you know how confident our company is? You know how they back their travel 150%? They literally back this business platform a 100%, meaning that if you upgrade to that platinum and you follow this simple system, and at the end of the year, you say, this really isn't for me. Do you know this company will refund you what you've paid into your platinum membership minus anything that you've earned, and you can just continue to travel the way you wanted to? Do you see how amazing that is? But let me put something into perspective for you. See, this is what I shared with Pastor G. Wesley Friday. I said to Pastor, I said, think about this. Think about 200 nights booked by your congregation. I'm not saying 200 members booked. I'm saying 200 total nights were booked in the year 2019. And let's just say each of those members only saved $25 per night. Each of the nights will only save the members $25. Do you realize that's $5,000? That is a donation, as an offering, as a benefit to the church. $5,000 that goes to the missionary field, $5,000 that goes to the children's ministry, that goes to the seniors ministry, that goes to the outreach ministry. Well, think about it for yourself. What if you got diligent and shared your link, and 200 nights were booked on your link this year? Can you use an extra $5,000 by the end of the year? Most people say absolutely, positively, yes. So family, whether you choose the Vortex, the basic membership, or the Vortex Platinum membership, I have some good news for you today. And that news is, for the next 9.5 hours, you don't have to pay the $200 upgrade fee to get to the platinum. Congratulations for being on this webinar right now, because what the company is saying is, right now we're offering the platinum membership for $277. And you might be saying, wait a minute, Willis, what you talking about, Willis? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can get the whole thing, $277 out the door, but the clock is ticking. 9 hours and 27 minutes to be precise. But family, I asked you some very pointed questions at the beginning of this presentation. I asked you, if you had an extra $500 a week in 2019, I want you to think about that. Picture your bank account now. We're 1 month into the year, and let's just say for each of the 4 weeks in January, there was a $500 deposit into your bank account. If you had an extra $500 a week, would it mean something to you? Would you or anyone you know be interested in what it would take to earn an extra $50,000? See, there's a young lady in this platform that just did that in under 48 days. The company gives you 100 days, and it's not something you need to know how to do. You just have to be coachable enough to let us help you do it. Well, family, let me just give you a quick synopsis of just who I am, and because I think it's important that you kind of get to know the person that you're listening to. See, family, I'm just like you. I did the traditional go to school, get the good education, get the good job, and climb the corporate. That was my track. But along the way, in the middle of my athletic scholarship, because I used to play basketball a little bit back in the day, Marty, you know what? My mother gets laid off from work. I come home. I start working with this company. I worked there for over 10 years. I move up the corporate ladder, but I'm a little bit disheartened with how they treat people, and I'm really vocal about that. And they say to me one day, one of my mentors there said, you know what? Because you're kind of a little militant, we're never going to promote you any further in this company. He said, but you're good at what you do as far as being an advocate for other people, being an activist for other people. He says, why don't you go find a job where you can talk for a living? And I did, family. It took me 2 years, but I finally left that company, sold insurance with New York Life Insurance, and then moved into the arena of an automobile dealership where I partnered with a young man. At the beginning of our partnership, he was selling $500,000 a year in car sales. At our height, 06, 07, and 08, family, we were at 21 million. Well, family, in the interim, we met this bank in 06, and they said, listen, you guys have 1.5 million, with in line of credit. You call it floor plan in the auto industry. If you let go of the 3 banks that loaned that to you, we'll up you to 2.5 million. We'll take you to 4 million once you expand your location, and we'll take you to 10 million over the next 5 years. Family, y'all got to know, Jacqueline, my eyes are like this. My nose is wide open, as grandmother used to say when I liked the little boy. And we did everything that she said not to do. And one of the key things, Miss Cheryl, that she said never to do was never put all of your eggs in one basket. So not only did we let go of the 3 banks and get, our loan with this one bank, but we started selling off our rental properties and our homes, and we dumped everything we could, $700,000 into expanding our company. We worked 16, 17 hours a day. Yes, we're both making, 6-figure incomes, but the only people we see are each other because we're either sleeping or at work. Well, family, we expanded that location, $700,000. But when we finished the expansion in June of 08, the country, Kelly, had gone into a full-blown recession, and unfortunately, we did not recover. So quite frankly, family, I fell on hard times. Charlize, here I am. I began after we closed the doors to our dealership. I had to lay off my nieces and nephews. I sell off everything I can, pawning things. I mean, Janelle, when you walk into Mercury Pawn Shop and they say, hey, Miss Parker, you've been in there a few too many times, but I'm fighting for survival. Well, family, I'm looking for a way, Timothy, to rebound. I'm looking for a way to pull myself up by my bootstraps. I've lost everything. I'm in my 40s. I moved back home with my mom. There's nothing cute about that. And I remember being mad. Like, okay, why in the world? I thought, God, you said you didn't bring me this far to leave me. I remember thinking that. But as I began to look for a way to do that, I stumbled upon this industry. And family, with no real investment, as you just saw, no real money to put into anything, because I lost everything, and no experience, but mentors that grab you by the hand, that walk you step by step through the process. My first 6 months in this business, I'm able to earn that $50,000 bonus I'm about to tell you about. Inside of a year, I became a six-figure ring earner. And I don't tell that to you to brag. Please know, Sharon, it has nothing to do with bragging. It has everything to do with this. See, Cheryl, by the time I found this company, I was broken. And I wasn't just broken, financially. Yeah, I was broke, busted, and disgusted, and could barely be trusted, but I was broken spiritually. I was broken emotionally. You know what I mean? I was broken mentally. But so I don't say that to brag, but to say that if Janice Parker, who really had